So as I have been more in tuned these past few years with my human self, basically unplugging myself from this robot matrix of how they tell us we should be, and plugging myself back into nature and the true meaning of being human, and going back to the basics of taking care of myself, my mind, body, and spirit, and spending as much time as I can in nature, and just really getting so much wisdom from it, and how sacred nature is, and how sacred our human bodies are, because we're literally just part of nature. We have all of the same elements that nature does within us, and how our society has basically trained us to be robots and disconnect from our emotional body and plug into basically, like, it reminds me of like plugging ourselves, like unplugging ourselves from nature and plugging ourselves into a socket, electrical socket in a wall, and being expected to move that way. And it has, what it's caused is it's caused so much mental body distress, like the mental health, caused so much distress in the physical body, and has disconnected us from our spirit, and as a collective and individualistic level. And as this all happened, as we disconnected from nature, we stopped seeing the sacredness in nature, the beauty that nature truly brings to us, and we stopped honoring nature. And we've moved so what that means is essentially we've moved far from our divine feminine essence within and as a collective, and we have gone too much into our masculine energy, meaning more doing and less human being and honoring. And this planet is so sacred in its feminine beauty, and we've just taken advantage of it. We've cut down trees for our own, egotistical ways of building, whatever we can so we can make more money. Or we're selling this sacred land just for a pretty penny, when this land is what keeps us, there's so many hundreds and thousands of years of memories of ancient knowledge and wisdom. And we've lost the sacredness of being in tune with nature, like losing our humanity. And what has kind of made me a little nervous is the fact that we have AI just trying to sneak its way through the back door and be propagandaed and act as if it's the coolest new thing and this is where humanity's moving. But how are we going to move into something outside of us when we don't even have control within yet or anymore? We don't even have control of our own currents. We don't even have control of our own emotions, our own mental body, our own emotional body, or our own physical body. And then we're going to, as a species, invite in this artificial thing outside of us to, as it's the next big thing. That's what kind of makes me, I don't even want to say nervous, and I don't even want to say fearful, because I don't want to create that timeline. That's not the timeline that I'm here to create. I'm here to create the holistic, natural timeline. But I'm just making this video to show people in a different way that, okay, yeah, the next new shiny thing can be so cool and interesting, but when we're not grounded in this reality and we don't even see the sacredness in this reality, how are we going to evolve as a species? Because we're just going to let that, you know, is that the goal, just to let this artificial thing outside of us, you know, evolve us? Because that's not how that works. The evolution is a within journey of balancing ourselves, you know, be the change you wish to see, you know, and then moving on and moving forward. But the evolution is not in technology, because our bodies and this planet is the natural holistic technology. And we created a computer studying the real brain. So people studied the brain and said, we can make that artificially, which created the computer. Same thing with the telephone. People studied studied telepathy and cords, energetic cords that are created through two people who have a relationship together in some sort of way, or some, you know, whatever it is. Because when you're with somebody or you're friends with somebody or whatever it is, you create energetic cords. So somebody said, wow, whoever made the telephone, I should know this, but I don't really care. But whoever created this telephone studied the human and said, you know what? We can make telepathy artificial. So what did they do? They created the phone with a cord, and that was essentially just an artificial, you know, telepathy. So yes, AI can, you know, people are saying AI can advance us in so many ways, but it can without doing the work. And it's the whole point about evolution is you have to do the work within. It's a within process, and everybody, every single individual, you know, we must do the work as an individual and as a collective. And, you know, that is where evolution really happens. So, yeah, basically these past few years on my journey of coming back to myself and realizing how I can heal on a mental and emotional and a spiritual and a physical level, it all starts, you know, getting back to the basics of nature and our natural, holistic ways. And that everything in nature is what provides us the healing. It provides us the true medicine that we need. There's no shot that you need, you know, no vaccine that you need. Everything is within, and everything is in nature to heal. So yeah, just wanted to bring a different perspective to evolution and how we can really heal the mind, body, and soul.